and bookmark widgets. There's a whole bunch of other widgets you can do. And another thing I want to show you is the lock screen. So if you go into setting, when you go into setting, it doesn't actually just go right into the system. It goes into like this little sub menu. So of course, if you hit system again, it actually, it goes into, like the basic settings for all the thing on the phone. But in this sub menu is very customizable. Bells, volume, sounds, call mode, application, and of course display. So I'm going to show you the display one. You can change the font of the phone. So like, if you want it, if you got sick of Android, Kongs, whatever that is, I don't know, Gothic, and stuff like that. So you can change, um, the font of your whole phone. And of course you got the brightness, screen timeout. And I want you to notice this is not even halfway. So this phone is very, very bright, the screen. And also this is what I want you. So right now, see, as you can tell, this is Korean because it's supposed to say modern, but it says modern. So modern. So maybe I should go there and give him some lessons. If you go here, this is the one that we have right now on the hold screen. But then you can also set up the Android hold screen, which is just the regular flavor. And then you also have the gesture hold, which is just that. You make gestures and it goes into different apps and stuff like that. This is the gesture is cool, but sometimes it's really hard to remember all the things. And you can actually set. Okay, actually, I'll do this. If you do this, you can actually, you have a gesture guide. So it tells you what you can do, but you can also make your own. Like for instance, if you make an application for music, and just do the gesture guide. It's kind of hit and miss though. Sometimes you have to do you do what it says, but it doesn't do it. So most of the time I use the modern one because it looks pretty cool, and things I usually use are on here anyways. Those are not customizable though. Okay, so we got into that part. So I showed you a couple of neat tricks that it does. Another neat trick that actually was a selling point of this phone, they did a lot of commercials of it, is what you saw on the notification, which is the motion gestures. I don't know why this doesn't want to focus in on that, but the motion gestures. So when you turn it on, there are some Sky apps that are compatible with this motion gesture. The motion gesture actually works with your front-facing camera. So one of the motion gestures that it's really a gimmick. It's not something I think people are going to use much, but it's pretty cool to show off. So if you go into your music app, and if you look at the top, see that little hand, that with a little waving thing, that means the motion gesture is applicable in this application. So for instance, the music one, if you hold your hand like this, it plays the music. If you hold it again, whoop, if you hold it again, it stops the music. Like I said, it's not perfect. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the lighting also. So you start it again, and if you want to hear the next song, you just sweep, and it goes to the next song. Sweep goes to the next song. If you want to go back, the other way. So like that. So pretty cool, something to think about, and stop the music like that. So that was actually one of the big selling points. You can actually, the apps that work for this, you can actually pick up your phone like doing that also. Like if the phone's ringing, you just, you swipe it and it goes in. But I don't know. It's not as accurate as, just easier. So I guess maybe if, like the whole thing is when they made the commercial, they showed a girl, she was cooking, baking. She had a whole bunch of food in her hand. And then someone called her. And instead of, wiping her hand off or just touching her phone with her, food-filled hands, she just swiped and she started talking to him. So that was the, one of the gimmicks. It also works for a gallery. So if you jump into your picture gallery, so for instance, we'll go here and you pick a picture, and if you swipe, it goes into the next picture. If you swipe back, it goes back. See? So pretty neat. It's like I said, I don't know. I don't know when you would actually ever use this because, I think it's just you could just do that. But I guess if your hands are dirty or if you're eating pizza or chicken or maybe even when you're driving, you just swipe your hand and it'll play the next song or something. But like I said, it's a gimmick, so take it for what it is. Another thing that is a gimmick that they do is actually pretty useful is in the browser. Now, the browser has tabs, right? See, that is freaking cool, right? Tell me that is not cool. So, for instance, if you wanted to, you just press the tab button and it goes into another. So you can, maybe go see, Engadget, okay? And if you want another one, you go to another one. Download, Google. Yeah, so let's check out that. And then, it jumps back and forth. So you can jump back here, and, so you can look at that. And it's pretty smooth scrolling. Pinch to zoom is a little bit strange though, so it doesn't work as well, and some places doesn't work at all. But like for instance, if we come here, let's get into some bookmarks. I will show you the pinch to zoom. What I mean by it's a little bit laggy. It's not as smooth as if using the Samsung Galaxy S2. See LTE, very quick. So this is the Yahoo desktop view. So just pinch to zoom. See, it's a little bit jittery. Yeah, see, a little bit jittery. But not crazy bad. But the Galaxy is just way more smoother. But works really, it still works nice, not bad. As you can see, text looks great on this phone. I'm not sure if you can tell from the camera view, but actually it's very readable, just like this. But if you pinch the zoom a little bit, it's even more readable. And of course, it's got double tap to zoom. And it autofills the text, so that's pretty cool. So very quick. But of course, if you want to check out your next tab, just bang, right there. There's your next tab. You can go look at here, and if you want to go see this one, whoops. If you want to go see, read about this, goes to the next tab. So that is actually another gimmick that they have, and it's pretty cool because it's kind of like on my Galaxy tab where I have the tabs. You can kind of just jump around, different pages and stuff like that. And it works, of course, in landscape mode also, which would actually be better because you'd have more tab space. So, pretty cool, right? Right, I thought so. I thought that was the hand motion. I could live with that. I don't really need that, but this is freaking cool. So, and if you finish with it, you could just close it like that. So, that's pretty freaking cool. All right, So this is about it. That's just some of the things I wanted to show you on this phone. Sorry about the quality again. I'm shooting this on my tab, and I will make a video using quadrant and making quadrant tests and Antutu tests. And I will tell you, I'll give you a little sneak preview, but scores very well in Antutu test. Not as high as the Samsung Galaxy S2, but higher than, yes, Galaxy Nexus. But then again, on quadrant, not that high. Scores around like 22, 26 or something like that, and stuff like that. So, so this is just the basic review of the phone itself, and my last comment says that I have both phones now. I usually have two cell phones, so this is my second cell phone. I traded my Sensation in for this one, and I must say I'm very pleased with this phone. I still love my Samsung Galaxy S2 HD LTE phone more, but there's some things about this phone I like better. Like for instance, the screen is actually wider than my Samsung Galaxy. The Samsung Galaxy is a little narrower, but it's longer. The feel of the phone is very nice. Oh, by the way, the phone is 9.35 millimeters thick, so it's actually a little bit thinner than the Samsung Galaxy S2 HD LTE phone. But 0.15 millimeters, you can't really tell the difference. But it is extremely light. It is really crazy light, but it has a nice feel to it. And it's strange that they put the button here, but honestly, if you hold the phone, your thumb is usually in that area. So kind of like even with the other hand, if you hold the phone with the other hand, your finger's always here. So when I first saw the placement of this button, I said, what the crap? Usually it's at the top or this side, or even Galaxy's up here, but this one's right here. But as I was holding the phone, I noticed that most of the time my fingers are right around that spot, So I think the Sky Pentec, they put a lot of thought into this phone, like the widgets and the way they set up. And like I said, it could be better. They could make the home screen a little more fluid like the Samsung Galaxy, but that's just nitpicking. There's some things, like I said, I like better about this phone than my Samsung Galaxy, but my Galaxy is just a freaking beast. So I have to love that. And but you know, in its own right, it's a beast phone too, you know. And of course, I did it with my Galaxy S2, so I will do it with this phone. There you go. I wish you could really see it. It's really great. I think that it's not as vibrant as the Samsung Galaxy, but I think it's a little brighter, but the colors aren't as vibrant. It's a little more like not dulled out, but not doesn't really pop out as much as the Samsung Galaxy S2. But it's a fantastic screen. You know, sound quality is great. As you see, the speaker is good because when you're watching, the speaker's right there, so you get the music in your face. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy is kind of like in the back, but you know, so oh, maybe I shouldn't play that much because maybe YouTube won't like it that is swearing. But so that's the review. I'll be making another video soon of the quadrant benchmark test and Tutu, and I'll be posting that up also. So hit me up with a comment. Let me know what you think about this phone. Do you want this phone in America? Do you, you want to see what they can do and stuff like that? And if you like my videos and stuff, please subscribe and stay tuned for if there's any more new Korean phones coming out. I'll get my hands on some, and I'll do exclusive reviews of them in English, of course, in English. So, hey, be good, everybody. Peace, and check out my other videos.